stream.
Next fight that he's still the man.
But it wouldn't stop fucking circling.
But the guys that are going on to be world title contenders, they aren't. I wasn't even in a training camp. I was campaigning with Trump. I get it. It's priority to Colby Covington, but you can't have both. You can't be the guy pushing towards titles and then also be the guy saying, I was fucking campaigning with Donald Trump in the build up to this fight, you guys. You know, it's just, the two cannot coincide.
You know, it's a tough ending to go like that. I feel like I was just getting my win and I was going to come on strong, but, you know, it is what it is. That's life. You know, you don't hang your head.
Yo, sorry about that. My stream crashed. It wouldn't stop fucking circling.
I hope he does. I hope he fucking fucks up.
I just ended it and started.
I don't like Ian Gary worse, okay? I hope Covington goes out there and does his thing. I'm looking for a redemption arc here. I hope he goes out. I want Ian Gary, Colby Covington. This is the comeback. Take Christmas off, heal up the cut, right back in the gym, full time, no poker, no shit on the side, okay? No MMA guru interviews this time, because I knew that was a big distraction, I'm sorry. But this next time, full training camp. No bullshit, no poker, no Trump campaigning, no standing there with a poster sign or whatever it is.
Yeah, that's good.
Sign on it, cheering for Trump in the crowd. None of that. Full training camp, locked back in. This is the last run. This is Covington's last chance at a run. You know, and even said here, I didn't take that fight. I only took that because of the fans.
And Ponzinibbio is 1-4 in his last 5 fights, huh?
You know? Real fight. Guys who look at the Dagestanis, although I don't want to, because they'll never step up and save an event in their fucking life. That never happens, and they'll never do it. I'm not trying to shit on them. It is true. They ain't losing. You know what I mean? They pull out when they're injured. They don't step up and save a fucking event against a lower ranked guy. Are you done? They would never do that. Never on the come up. It's a full training camp, full preparation, perfect training camp. And then they fight at the end of it, or it's nothing. And they don't show up. It's the balance of being a UFC fighter. What do you want to be? Do you want to please us?
Yo, Western, my stream.
Some can do both. Some can be Pereira.
Yo, what's up, my rookie? Sorry, my the stream I was on before was doing this shit for longer than I was comfortable with, so I just ended it and started a new one.
April, whatever pay-per-view it will be, on the main card. I don't want to wait. I don't want to be hearing, I wonder what's next for Covington in July. You know what I mean? I don't want to be hearing that. I want to be hearing Covington Gary booked February. Cuts healed up, stayed in shape, locked in over Christmas, did all the things to recover, got back in there and put in some work. That's all I want to hear. Like and subscribe. Thank you for watching. Toodle Pip. I'll see you later. Blaming Trump is crazy. It's not Trump's fault. You can't be like, I was campaigning for Trump. I was busy campaigning for Trump. That's putting a responsibility on him for your loss. That's not something I think you would approve.
Yo, what's up, Dead Space? CC. What's up, CC? Charles. Oh, Charlotte Jr. Did I sleep? I slept for a long. I was sick, bro, for like 5 days. So I'm coming off of that. So basically. I don't think I watched the Tampa recap.
UFC Fight Night Tampa.
Smokes, let's go. Gary just fought 5 rounds. He's not fighting in February. Who said that? Don't I owe you $5? Why do I owe you $5, Patrick? Poke. Do I? I don't think so. Doesn't sound like it. But yo, elaborate. What's up, Dead Space? Dead Space, am I subscribed to you? I need to make sure I am. Oh, sorry. March is the earliest Gary comes back. Dude, who said he fight? Who's... Yeah, I don't know. Why would he... Who said he's fighting in February?
Rodriguez versus Josephine Knudsen. This was a decision win for Piera Rodriguez.
Yo, Patrick Polk, I don't believe so, dude.
Women's MMA.
I
We'll just
seriously
move on from
don't.
this. Josephine Knudsen tried to do her thing in the striking. Piera Rodriguez will take down here.
Yeah, dude, I acknowledge your...
Who cares? Good win from Piera Rodriguez.
What, are you gonna get cunty with me, bro? I saw your fucking post. And no, I can't hear you, dumbass. I'm reading. Alright? What, are you screaming at your phone? Why are you saying I owe you $5?
Had one of the better performances in his career. And no, probably not.
Why are you saying I owe you $5? Can you fucking hear me? Do I have much going over the holidays? Yeah, I mean, you know, trying to get back with my ex, but also I'm gonna go somewhere. I have options. I'm trying to figure out. I mean, I'll figure it out. Florida, Seattle, Italy, New York. Not sure.
He just non-stop throws
Not sure.
intentions into every single thing that he throws, and he had an amazing performance against Ramon.
Or maybe host someone here.
I picked as the underdog.
I mean, but also it's like, you know, I'll be around. I mean, you know, just like, you know, throw myself into life, you know. Dude, I really do want to get back together with her, dude. Fucking one night stands and single life shit. It's like I've done this dance, you know. You gotta work still, for fuck's sake. Oh yeah, you're in Australia, right? And shit.
Even the decisions were good.
Sorry.
Bailey looks good. He looked crisp. I thought it could have been closer to 2-1 here, but 30-27, A-okay with it. Actually, I think it was 3-0 in this fight, right? Because Felipe Lima would do something towards the end. It just looked like he got stunned at one point.
Yeah, Lima's on my laps. Yo, Patrick Polk, are you gonna tell me why you think I owe you $5? You definitely fat individual.
Miles just boxes and throws overhands and swings hard. Felipe Lima had a really good jab. He would mix things up and take advantage of Miles Johns throwing himself off balance to get the back in positions like that. And a really, really standout performance. That's 2-0 now in the UFC for Felipe Lima. He's one of the better prospects in the featherweight division. And yeah, I think Miles Johns needs to go back to bantamweight. But really good win from Felipe Lima, man. Really, really solid win. We move on. Sean Woodson versus Fernando Padilla. Let me get into some of these finishes. So Fernando Padilla comes out and he knows he ain't going 3 rounds.
Dude, yo, dude, it was so weird the way that Sean Woodson threw that. He threw a calf kick that didn't look like it would do shit, and it folded Padilla. You said you gotta work like over actual Christmas dead space. What do you do again, bro?
He would just like spin around after a right hand landing. There was he didn't stand his base in any way. You know what I mean? I'm not even trying to make a joke about that. He just didn't stand his base. He was getting hit by shots. And normally, you know, your head spins and you stay there in your stance. He would get hit and then just go for a fucking walk afterwards and lose all composure and all...
Client manager for a law firm.
And then eventually Sean
Word.
put together the combinations that he needed.
Yeah, my father is a lawyer.
Sticking it on him in moments and swarming and trying to get...
Paradox. Word.
I got correct again. I got all of them right with the first fight on the card. Sean Woodson puts him away with a nasty combo. I think it was like a rear uppercut, left hook, puts down Fernando Padilla.
Nah, I agree, bro.
Shots. There were a bunch of super unnecessary shots.
What do you mean by that, Paradox?
Great job by Sean.
Am I Italian? Yes. I am. I'm Sicilian, specifically.
One of them was valid. We'll move on. Up the card, Joel Alvarez.
What do you, how about you, brother 9000? What about you, bro?
This was a KO by flying because he went out.
Paisan.
Nasty performance from Joel Alvarez.
Paisan. Dove vai? Dove vai in Italia? Yo. Paradox, you know what I realized?
Joel Alvarez's problem, he's like the good
I think that
who actually knows how to get these finishing situations. and not walk away from Jakar Close after wobbling.
I really think that
goes out there, Sliles on the
like any fucking like brother combinations that are in the UFC are doomed to failure. Maybe Justin Taffa proves me wrong, but I don't think so. I think Johnny Walker's brother goes on to lose his next fight. I think Johnny Walker loses to Bogdan Guskov. I think the two brother combination, Kamaru Usman and his brother, like as soon as Mo showed up, bro. You know? What is it about that? Yeah, bro. You asked if I was Italian. I just answered you. I said yes. I was born in Italy. I lived there for until I was 7. My parents are both Sicilian. I spoke Italian before I spoke English, bro. Who looks nothing alike? You're talking about who looks nothing alike? You mean Kamaru and his brother? Sure they do. Sure they do. I would say
UK fighters that are prospects here and there. You go to another part of the world, France even has a few prospects here and there. Spain has been lacking.
How do you think Pitbull Bros? Pitbull Bros?
Spain's got one. Joel Alvarez.
Oh.
We'll see if the UFC utilize that when it comes to getting.
They're not. Is that a thing?
We'll see how that goes down. We move on.
Why are you saying that probably gets signed? Tapuria brothers will be the first. Paradox, is it confirmed for sure that Tapuria's brothers coming in? Because Tapuria might lose the belt to Evloev. That might coincide with Evloev's title shot taking Tapuria's belt, and maybe his brother debuts in his soil.
Defensively sound after that, and then finished the combination afterwards. Went back in for another exchange, and ended up putting Ottoman Zaitar out cold. Follow-up shots. A lot of people are saying, follow-up shots, were they needed? It was bad sportsmanship. Why did we follow up after the KO? It was clearly out cold. Ottoman Zaitar's a dirty sheet. Smuggled stuff into the UFC fight island card. They don't know what was in his bag. He jokingly said, I was just smuggling in some potatoes for the event.
I'm sorry. Would I date Kamaru or Pereira? Why do you keep asking if I would date other men? The answer is always going to be no. Tenzin, would you? Would you date Kamaru or Pereira? And Pereira's 1 hour. It's 2 hours, but it's not 3. In Pereira. There's only ever been both mid or one good trash brothers. Word. I don't think, dude. Who really knows how good Tapuria's brother is, bro? Like, seriously. Dude, Johnny Walker has looked progressively shit. The Ozdemir fight, he looked like one of those fucking, outside of a car dealership balloons. And, he literally dude, he might have lost to Ozdemir, even in his prime, but he just let Ozdemir come right up the middle, back him against the cage, and fucking strike him until he fucking got knocked out. Who do I find good looking, The Rock or Brock Lesnar? Objectively speaking, neither one. Neither one of them. I think The Rock is a weird looking individual. I think Brock Lesnar has a fucking Viking cinderblock head. Definitely intimidating Brock Lesnar, but I don't find them either to be particularly handsome. Why do you keep asking me these questions, Tenzin?
This was a good fight. On any other card, this would stand out as that was pretty fun. That was a fun fight. They both got scrappy.
Yo, Tenzin, who do you think is more attractive?
Yes and no. It wasn't the first round destruction.
Polyana Viana? Or
Taco Tokos in the first round, landing shots, non-stop, down the pipe.
Polyana Viana or Diana Belbita? Which one of those two female fighters do you think is more attractive? If the answer is neither, you're not attracted to women, are you? Carolina has an OnlyFans now. What is it though? Is it sex shit though, or is it like yo? Have you ever seen Hold on. Is it like, yo, have you seen, has anyone seen, Laura Sanko's YouTube channel? Where it's all just her in ass-hugging fucking, yoga pants doing, taekwondo tutorials? She did a collab with Paige Van Zant. Yeah, she did a collab with Nina, too. Dude, Nina's my friend, and she told me that Laura Sanko was very um, sort of condescending to her when they did that thing. Like, like she had like a whole like undercurrent vibe of like know your place, bitch type shit, which I believe. I mean, Nina in real life is actually pretty based, although I'm sure many of you find that shit hard to believe, but it is true. And like Laura's saying, it's like people, Nina gets accused of a lot of and it's like, yeah, sure, she's she does what she does, but she also has ideas and she has a style and she came up with it on her own. It's not like the UFC people call her an industry plant, which is not true. Yeah. But Laura Sanko has been hiding in plain sight with just fucking here. Let me find one of her videos. Which MMA fight would I never fight? Fighter would I never fight? For the experience, I mean, I get, dude, I have, I'm a trained fighter, dude, and I spar with professional MMA fighters. That being said, I'd get rocked by pretty much anyone who's ranked on the UFC roster, except for a couple of burnouts, maybe. But I don't even want to say that. Who would I never fight? I mean, like in a fight, like in a true MMA fight that has to end in either a finish or a decision. Fuck, man. Dude. There's a lot, man. I mean, I if I was challenged, I would do it. I would fight as hard as I can. She's definitely told to get them out. No, that's not true, bro. She's not. No, she's not, bro. She doesn't get told anything. I've known her since 2009, bro. From back in New York. Her boyfriend is actually the root of a lot of bullshit. And not even in a control, he was very fanboyish about like the whole UFC thing, and now he takes it as like a slight on him when she gets disrespected and shit. Like he's kind of a faggot, like in that sense. Which MMA fighter, if challenged, would I be intimidated by? I mean, dude, I'd be intimidated by you know what I would I mean, of course I'd be intimidated by the shit. Doesn't mean I wouldn't fight. I'd fight and I'd lose, but I would still. I mean, dude, 4 years of Muay Thai, 4 years of like hard Muay Thai, and a fifth Dan black belt in Taekwondo. That's 12 years. I mean, I'm not, it's not fucking Sneeko necessarily, but fighting Strickland, but I'm also not. I'm not Strickland. I mean, Strickland could end that round with a knockout against me, probably whenever. Maybe. I mean, if we fought MMA rules with headgear, I wouldn't want wearing headgear. Almost protects you less sometimes, but with shin guards, and headgear, but MMA. Well, probably kickboxing rules actually. I wouldn't want to fight Strickland Muay Thai rules, even though I am trained in Muay Thai, because I don't want him grabbing my head and hitting me in the face. Does who get annoyed with her role? No, dude, her boyfriend's a complete piece of shit, dude. He's a completely. Oh god, I shouldn't be talking about this shit, bro. But fuck it. No, dude. She has a. You gotta understand the reality, dude. She has a actually really good sense of humor. You know, musicals like video he made about her. She thought that shit was funny, and then the fact that she thought it was funny. So he was. So here's the thing. I was in musical stream when that debuted, right? He's watching her boyfriend's watching. Well, he's like monitoring YouTube. She's in the other room. He goes, Nina, come here, because he sees I'm in the stream, and so she texts me and shit. But like, she's texting me like Jay's being a fucking pussy about this, and she laughed at it because she really doesn't take herself that seriously, bro. That shit. It's called sublimation when somebody's upset about other shit, and so they direct their frustration towards something that is not at all the source of it. That's how that whole Twitter bullshit with Guru happened. Okay? Like, that's not really, like, who she is, honestly. And she thought musical shit was funny, and because she laughed at part of it, he turned that into a whole, like, oh, you have no respect for me thing. And meanwhile, like, he's so happy to be, like, +1 with the press pass at every fucking UFC event and hold the camera and do nothing, bro. Like, it's a medium close-up shot, virtually all of her interviews, and she's the one that edits them. Like, I could train any one of you in this chat to fucking do what he does. He's a non-contributing, like, fuck like that. And they've been together for so long that it's just like it's like dating him is like a habitual. I mean, I'm airing this shit out about a close personal friend of mine. I really shouldn't be talking about her personal life. I mean, no, I mean, the short answer is not really. Like, he sells off mutual funds that were set up for him by his parents. So, no. Like, when But, like, I mean, that's about it. Dude, they're in... Alright, this is the last thing I'm going to say about but they're in couples therapy, which is working about as well as you'd think. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Yo, and yeah, musicals, musical makes some dope shit, man. He need more people need to. He's gotten a lot more subscribers recently because of like exposing Rio, which is important, and the Nina thing, and then all of it.
My demographic is angsty teenage boys.
Like, dude, Nina thought the shit was funny.
That's my demographic.
Like,
and
she
using my pictures all over the internet.
does not take herself seriously.
I'm on skateboards and covers and sweatshirts, and I'm on billboards all over the world and commercials, and because I was a literal prostitute. Many jobs I did, but it was also the most beautiful. I mean, the spread's great. If you haven't checked it out and you want to fuck, you should. If you do want, I can send you a copy. I can make you that gift. I have some great assets too, and I do use those. She only comes out at night.
Yeah, like, bro, yeah, man. I mean, and the thing is, like, so, like, one thing I will defend her against, because it's the truth, is that, people say industry plant as though, like, the UFC came up with her whole, like, thing, and then just, they're like, alright, find us a ex-Playboy, bitch to plug into the shit. It's not at all how it happened. Like she moved out here before I did, from New York, you know. And she became she modeled for, she did some swimsuit modelings and modeled for Playboy, but she was always, and she's been into combat sports since she was a little girl. Her dad was like an amateur boxer when he was younger, and then he made a bunch of money in real estate. He opened some boxing gyms. Like she's been, like it's she actually is, like, legit in her, being a fan of MMA and UFC. And I mean she made a YouTube channel and would just do like fucking, kind of like corny comedy sketches and shit. And basically, like, her she started to do shit like about, just like hating modeling, which I relate to because I got scouted by Ford Modeling Agency right when I had a student loan terminated back in like 2011, and I had to do that shit. And modeling sucks. It's like so spiritually debilitating. But anyway, so she originally, she did like some lame comedy sketches right at first, and then she fucking would do like the reality. She did a couple where it's like, it's like, this is what people see, and then this is the fucking reality. It would be like, comedic type shit. And I forget how. I mean, she was always a fan of like this. I think she started going to the UX, just going to the Apex, right? Trying to get, and then she decided like to try to get interviews with people, and and then it really just built from there and shit. And the UFC decided to take a chance on her, and they gave her a contract. Like, she's it was her, it was her fucking sort of idea to, like, to do like the types of fucking interviews she does. And it's like you could think they're fucking lame or gimmicky or stupid, but the Strickland ones, like, you have to shut the fuck up when it gets to the Strickland ones, you know what I'm saying? Or even the Marvin Vittori one, or and I mean, there's others. The Duplessis one's good. There's a lot that, but the Strickland ones are fire. Like, she a couple of weeks ago, she was supposed to be up here. We were supposed to get dinner, but dude, like, fucking, I'm not gonna say what happened on her end. It had nothing to do with me, but I mean, it's more relationship drama on her end. Unlike that jelly bean trash Dana's got walking around in a suitcase. What do you mean jelly bean trash? Unlike that jelly bean trash Dana's got walking around in a suitcase. Jelly bean, jelly bean, jelly bean. You talking about Amy Kaplan? Bro, what do I think about the ovnis in New Jersey? What could you be referring to? No, dude. What are you talking about? I got it. Sorry. Oh, UFOs. What what part of New Jersey are they in? Like, can you tell me what part of New Jersey? And I'll give you my thoughts. Like, seriously. No, I haven't seen the Dana bit on it. Here, I'll look at it in a second. I just gotta answer. Or tell me about it. I'll look it up anyway in a second. I just gotta answer this DM. I'm listening, man, or watching.
So here's the thing, guys. See how often we fucking founding fathers do fucking hell without a rifle. 1776, Georgie pulled up with a stick. Like, boy, get the fuck on my dick. Bodies on bodies, gon' drop when I'm walking. I'm fucking his wife and I'm beating his kid.
What? Really? Yo, if you guys aren't subscribed to Base Content, wait, what, you hope Masvidal comes back? Bro, that, like, against who, though, man? That's the problem. Nate Diaz, if he comes back and fights Conor McGregor, would be fucking dope. That would be a great trilogy. Sorry, I'm almost done. It's annoying to have the Instagram open on my fucking like, laptop. I'm sorry, man. Alright. So, Western sent me. Okay, yeah, Western, let me see this link you sent. You sent me a link to Base Scotty's channel? What? Why did you link me to your channel? I was answering something, or I just answering something on Instagram. UFC 3, Trudeau is a mess. Yeah, it's for the chat. Oh, thanks, Western. Oh, I'm sorry, dude. Yo, yeah, good looks. Yo, so, yeah, any of you that don't, yeah, subscribe to Base Gotti. She's based. For real. We're like somewhere. UFC Denver's sketchy. Oh, she made a video on Rosabella, huh? That's cool. One year in Montreal. Yo, Montreal is sick. I've only been there once. I got bribed by casinos, but I exposed them instead. Coffee's up. The Fall of Kobe Covington by Jimmy Smith. Yo, any of you guys watch Jimmy Smith's channel? I heard he was like pretty decent, pretty good. Let me see. Ronan rated me, and I told him, I said thanks and shit. I haven't had a chance to watch much of his content. So, he just released Ruining Marab's Career. Aljamain Sterling ruined Marab's career with horrible advice. Anthony Smith claims self-harm, has completely delusional excuses. That looks... I don't want to react to
Okay, guys, welcome back to the channel. Now, there are 3 things that are absolutely inevitable in this life, okay? And that's death, taxes, and Anthony Smith's continuous stream of delusion that flows like a never-ending waterfall. I mean, truly, if Anthony Smith was not a...
Oh, and then I gotta look at this dude.
He has a very good job and a family. He would probably be deemed a schizophrenic.
Yeah, he early on, like
just Anthony Smith, though we also get an insane
like before. I think it was
coworkers like Michael Bisping,
a
Paul
day or
Felder,
two
and
before
Dean
3
Thomas, who are all
ish.
supposed to be somewhat
He
of an analyst.
like I was live and like he had people raid my channel.
The Anthony Smith situation, the way they talk about it really brings into question their credibility, at least in terms of being.
She looks like meth on steroids. She was also charged with a homicide. Whoa, who are we talking about? Hold on, wetback. What the fuck? Sorry, I'm behind the chat. Nate versus Maz 2. No, dude. If Conor McGregor is not a bitch, he'll fucking fight Nate Diaz a 3rd time. That'll never happen though. Yes. Do you already have? Yeah, Doge. I have. I gotta go a little bit deeper for the 3 first fights because it's just like they're, and I want to do. I want to look at a little bit more just to be sure. Did you see my DM? That lady looks like she eats people. Oh yeah, Wetback. I saw that, man. It was dope. Ronan pretty based. He's got some decent stuff. Oh yeah, that's what you're talking about. Okay. That's a 6 setup. What is? What's a 6 setup? Dead Space. Oh, and does anyone know about Boat? I mean, I mean, No Chill did cook fucking cooked Hank the Tank, but he didn't really cook Hank the Tank so much as like No Chill made like some good points.
Response to Anthony Smith's recent loss at UFC
In
310
a debate
to
on
Dominic
this dude
Reyes, which was
Bodach's
by
channel,
TKO
but
in the second round.
Bodach
We're gonna
wants
take
to
a look at
debate
Anthony Smith's
me.
response to this as well as the
Oh,
people
thanks, man. This is just my studio.
Justin,
I
I'm gonna go
have
first.
I have 2 other
I wanna address
apartments,
the elephant in
and I'm
the
always
room, okay?
fucking
I am
here.
fully aware that Anthony Smith's coach and longtime friend passed away, and that is very sad. Okay, I'm not diminishing that, and this is gonna turn some people off, but I will say, it seems to me like
No, they're not
Anthony
gonna do
Smith just
Edwards
immediately
Masvidal, bro.
turned it into an
They're not
excuse
gonna
as soon
give.
as he lost to Dominic Reyes. And one, I think that's a disservice to your coach. I don't think that any coach or
I think
any
Edwards.
person, for that matter, that was close to you would want to be used as an excuse for your failings or shortcomings.
Wait,
post
who?
their death. It
If
seems
they're
pretty
doing
fucking
JDM
rude, if you ask
Kamaru,
me,
why don't they
okay?
do
But
Edwards
also,
versus
it seems like
Ian
Anthony
Gary?
Smith is just so comfortable making excuses that it was the immediate default. He's like the guy that
Yeah,
calls the
except
door 10
Western,
times
it's
a
like
month,
he's
and
accusing.
every time
He's
it's a
like the
different story.
last
One day his car
vestige
broke
of
down.
people
Next
accusing
time
me
he's
of
sick, or he
buying
threw his back out.
subscribers,
Next
which
time,
is
you know,
irritating.
he's got a flat tire.
I mean,
The next time a
it's like how
pipe
many
burst in
times
his
I have
house,
to
at a certain point you're
fucking
like,
break this down the
holy
same
fuck,
fucking
bud,
way.
is this guy either the most unlucky guy
I mean,
of
I've
all
even
time,
shown
or
my
he's alive?
analytics.
You know what I mean? So I'm not gonna berate him for the
Yeah,
coach
we'll
thing,
see.
but I'm also
word.
not gonna hold back on the rest just because of his coach passing away. Okay, people die all the time. It's a sad reality. Okay, and like the great homosexual ballet dancer, rapper, philosopher Tupac once said, life goes on.
Watching the fight happen, and I forgot who texted me. Somebody from ESPN, one of the higher ups at ESPN.
James
Was
Thomas.
like, "How's he doing?" I said, "He's surprisingly doing really well." Like watching you do that walkout. I was like, I don't know.
Yeah.
But I was like, he's surprisingly doing really well. And
I got impatient. Like I just wanted something to fucking happen.
Yeah,
And I just forced it, you know?
Yeah.
I forced
I
it.
felt that too. Like you were doing so well, and then just got impatient.
Yeah, just got impatient. Like nothing was happening. Like he wasn't engaging. He wasn't like, I don't know. Like I seen everything.
Mm-hmm.
But that was the worst part too. I was in there. I'm like, God damn, you're not that good.
Yeah, that's what. Honestly, I felt like you were the better guy.
And
I was like, this is Anthony can win this fight.
And then it hit me like, maybe I'm not either. Like.
All right, so almost immediately we get pure delusion and cope from Anthony Smith here, but we do get a brief moment of self-awareness towards the end, which I'll talk about in just a second. But first I want to touch on Anthony Smith saying that he got impatient because nothing was happening and that Dominic Reyes was almost refusing to engage with the fight. This is absolutely fucking mental. Okay?
Yeah,
it
it's
actually
right.
makes me concerned for Anthony Smith's mental state, and I say that sincerely. Okay, I just don't.
I mean,
understand
it's-
why.
I don't know
Fighters
if it
make
makes.
shit up.
I
They
mean,
don't at
this
least do a
is
little bit
it's
of work,
subjective.
Make up better excuses.
I mean, he was
Because
in
all
there.
one needs to
You
do
know,
to show what an
wasn't.
absolute
But Anthony
fucking
Smith's
nugget
had.
this guy is. Okay,
Like,
Either
if this
that
was
or
a
he's
one-off,
compulsive
I,
liar.
you know,
Is look up the
I'd-
stats. Okay, and
you know, I'd
if you do
be.
that, you will see Dominic Reyes landed 100 significant strikes.
Well,
more,
rather than
and
looking at the stats, you can rewatch the
almost
fight and see what was
200
going
more
on.
Total strikes than Anthony Smith. So Who?
Yeah, Western,
in,
that's
you
the
know, in
plan.
reality, who
That's
in the
why I
fight
said.
is the one being
That's why I said I
inactive or
would
not
do it,
engaging?
bro.
Okay, that's absolutely insane that you've got a guy
Anyone wants to
that like
fucking
quadrupled you
go live
on
with me
strikes
and
or at
debate or
least
argue
thrown,
or
and you're
accuse me
saying
of
that
shit.
he didn't want to engage. Okay,
I
that's
always ask for that.
absolutely mental, but you know, and by the way, this wasn't just at the moment that Smith decided he wanted to be finished. This was basically start to finish. Dominic Reyes more than doubled up on Anthony Smith in significant strikes in the first round. And then in the second round, I mean, Anthony Smith didn't land or throw a single fucking strike. So what are we talking about here, my guy? You know, but either way, let's continue on with the rest of this clip.
Maybe I'm not either anymore, you know? Yeah, but I seen everything. Like, the left hand wasn't nearly as fast as I expected it to be. I think I over predicted how good he was going to be on his feet.
Mm-hmm.
You know, he landed a shot here or there, and then at some point when I was like, "King, hit me," or something. Like I need to fucking feel something. Like, give me something here. You know what I mean?
We all saw that. What was going through your head when that happened?
But I think he's just an nihilist.
Who everyone knows, obviously, had this thing that he said one time, and he said it was a long thing that he was talking about. But at one point he said, "At least if I damage myself, then I'm the one doing it, and not letting the world do it." And that's kind of how I felt. Like, I needed to feel something other than what I've been feeling.
Okay, now I am very aware that I'm going to come off a little mean here, all right? Because there's going to be some people that attribute this to Anthony Smith's coach passing away, and all of this behavior is going to be explained away by that situation specifically. But the problem is that this is kind of how Anthony Smith acts after every single fight. It's just like I said.
Yeah, that's a good point. I mean, although this is slightly different, I don't know.
A little bit more, legitimate.
Yeah.
To a lot of people than maybe some of the other ones, and also pulls on the heart.
This guy is such a drama queen. Do you mean nunchuck or she? Are you talking about Anthony Smith's a drama queen, or
the ramblings of a person who is on the verge of some sort of self harm or so, which listen is no laughing matter. Okay, that's why I said earlier I'm genuinely concerned for Anthony Smith's mental state. He sounds like a fucking emo teenager from the early 2000s on his way to like a My Chemical Romance concert.
Alright, easy. I mean, not easy.
It doesn't make sense or apply to this scenario that he was just currently in. Is Dominic Reyes
it really doesn't
in this fucking analogy Anthony Smith or what? Because if not, my guy, you did exactly what you were trying to say you weren't doing. You did not damage yourself. You quite literally allowed the world around you, who in this analogy, the proper analogy, by the way, is Dominic Reyes, to damage you. So, what the fuck are you talking about? And why is Dean Thomas just going along with this and not getting on the phone with a fucking medical professional on some, like, mandatory reporting type shit? Okay, mind-blowing to me. But I also want to point out that this is Anthony Smith's way of making quitting during a fight appear badass and, like, going out on your shield. Like, no, bro, you don't get it. I wanted to lose. I didn't quit, bro. I resigned. I put in my 2 weeks notice. I'm going out on my terms. I'm not letting the world get me down. No, motherfucker, you quit. Okay? Like TJ Dillashaw said you do. And you unfriended Rampage Jackson over it. It's insane to me. Mid-fight, you assumed the turtle position. You kind of look like a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle, but that's besides the point, okay? Like you've done in a ton of your losses, by the way, you assume the turtle position, and you just give up, essentially. But in this situation, you've got I was asking him to punch me in the face. This sounds like a fucking, like a 15-year-old who's trying to act hard around his friends. Like, hit me, bro. What are we doing here, okay? Dominic Reyes was better than
I said your name right, no one does that. Yo, I feel you, dude. GiulianoArgentiNoVerbalTapsMMA. Listen how it gets mispronounced all over the place.
Right? Well, if all of these things that did happen didn't happen, I would I'm actually better than that guy. Fucking crazy. Either way, I want to move on to what Michael Bisping and Paul Felder were saying
I do want
about this loss, because at this point I'm starting to think that Michael Bisping wants to get rid of Anthony Smith, and I have no
Yeah,
evidence for
Bisping
this
really,
whatsoever. This is just
Bisping really
speculation,
doesn't
but
suffer any
I couldn't
flaws,
fathom
honestly.
another reason as to why you would want your close friend to continue down the very long road
Oh yeah,
Anthony
word,
Smith
dude.
has been on
And
to the
PS2
world
also.
of CTE. Okay, I mean, when is enough gonna be enough? You know, but something I've noticed is every time Anthony Smith loses, he takes a little bit of a hiatus from the show, at least recently. And I think that Bisping actually likes this at this point. You know, Bisping used to push back on some of Anthony Smith's delusions and excuses, but now he feeds into them. And you know, I think that Cyborg is up to something. So I'll roll the clip for you guys right now.
It was a rough one to watch, man, because
Yeah, it was rough justice.
Anybody that
The
watched,
rough
that's
justice that
not
I called
normally how Anthony Smith would enter an octagon, emotionally, just seemingly not where you want to be in a mental state to be getting ready for a fight, especially against a guy like Dominic Reyes, who's really trying to use Anthony Smith to make a name off of himself again, to climb back up into those rankings. And you could tell he's still hurt, man. He's beyond still grieving. And
Just jump in there, Paul, because obviously I was in the crowd. I wasn't watching on TV, and I saw that Dominic Reyes afterwards said that he was asking Reyes. No, Dominic said Anthony was asking to be punched in the face so he could feel something. Did that come through on the microphone?
I didn't hear necessarily exactly what was said, but you could see that he was yelling stuff and putting his hands down and just wanting to get punched in the face. I didn't know it was so that he could, you know, quote, that he could feel something, but it was obvious that he just, you know, pardon my language, he didn't give a shit.
All right, now immediately we get the same excuses we were talking about a little bit earlier in this video. So Paul Felder and Michael Bisping are basically going to attribute this entire loss to the fact that Anthony Smith's coach passed away. And I'm not saying that that did not have an effect on his mental state, but what I am saying is that all of these guys that are supposed to be, you know, objective analysts in the sport, people who fans listen to for their takes on mixed martial arts, and then we'll go parrot them back to whoever, you know, you've got these guys just completely and totally diminishing Dominic Reyes and acting though, you know, they're acting as if Anthony Smith wanted to lose and this was like his desire.
No,
so Dominic Reyes didn't actually beat Anthony Smith. Anthony Smith beat Anthony Smith, and that just drives me crazy, man. Because they're still acting. I don't understand where this narrative comes from. That you're name building when you beat Anthony Smith,
they.
okay?
I don't agree with that. I mean, they're literally just
Every
confirming.
ounce of muscle in this guy's body has appeared to have gone away. You know, he hasn't looked the same in a very long time. And if we're being quite frank, Dominic Reyes, in my opinion, reached larger or higher heights of the sport than Anthony Smith did.
Oh yeah, of course.
Opponent between the two of John Jones, obviously, and in my opinion, Dominic Reyes beat John Jones, whereas Anthony Smith, you know, could have, I guess, kind of beat John Jones via DQ because he got the shit beat out of him so bad and eventually got illegally kneed. So I don't understand where this narrative is coming from, that Dominic Reyes is trying to build a name off of Anthony Smith as if he's not an established name himself, right? And, you know, has had similar losing streaks to Anthony Smith. So it's just, it's
He had one, yeah, he had
but
one
course,
losing
we're
streak.
going with the whole, oh, did he really, he asked to be punched in the face, buddy? You know, could that get picked up on the microphone? And it's like, bro, what, who gives a fuck? This is, it's annoying to me that Anthony Smith gets to just act as though he lost this fight on purpose. He wanted to feel something. He went in there and it was a form of self-harm. And if all of these fucking people, by the way, believe that, I was kind of half joking when I said it about Dean Thomas, but if all of these
Felder's
people,
alright. I like Bisping. I like Bisping
believing
a lot better.
Anthony Smith's story of self-harm, they should genuinely be, you know, trying to get him fucking help and not talking like they want to see him fight again.
Screaming at the TV, put your effing hands up, like, what are you doing? Because he had moments and he was being aggressive. That was the one thing that I was looking at in a positive. Like, I'm like, he's going for it at least maybe this will bring that out of him. He won't sit and wait around. He's going to go after it, but ultimately he was just taking too many shots, and you could tell he didn't necessarily want to be in there.
All right, now
Yo,
I
what's
just threw
up?
this little bit in here because
Yance Cement.
I was just watching it back right now in preparation for this
What's up
video.
from the Netherlands? Nice.
Paul Felder essentially admits that Anthony Smith quit in this fight, and it's just strange to me because when a guy like TJ Dillashaw says it maybe a little bit more bluntly, okay, than Paul Felder did right here, Anthony Smith all of a sudden has a problem with everybody at the Jackson podcast, even though TJ Dillashaw was correct. In my opinion, he was giving his honest opinion, which is, you know, hilarious to see Anthony Smith get upset at when that's what happens to him on a regular basis, and that's always his excuse is that he's being an analyst, right? But here we have Paul Felder saying, like, I was screaming, get your hands up, and he was glad that he was being aggressive and going forward and stuff, and Anthony Smith was kind of doing that, although as we saw from the stats, he wasn't doing a whole lot with that aggression. But then towards the end, at the end there, Paul Felder says, you know, you could tell that he just didn't want to be in there, which is the definition of quitting. Okay, I just wanted to point that out because I highly doubt that Anthony Smith is all of a sudden going to have a problem with Paul Felder, even though it was a real fucking issue when little old TJ said it. Just wanted to throw that in there, but let's get back to the clip.
I don't think he will retire. I think when he watches that back, he's going to be, and I'll choose my words carefully, but I know the emotions of a fighter. I think he's going to be embarrassed when he watches that, and that's going to fuel him to want to and fight again.
Yance Cement, I don't know if that's if you're a man, are you a man or woman, from the Netherlands.
Him an apology. I thought that when he took his shirt off at the prep point, I thought he doesn't look to be in shape, which I kind of get because he's had so many distractions. You know, you got the grieving process, then you've got the funeral, then there's so many stages of grief that you go through when somebody passes away, somebody that close. The last thing you're thinking about is training twice a day, eating the right food, going for a massage.
Good Noodle's drunk as fuck on Hank is on his channel? Whose channel?
I just broke the builder. I've actually done it. Legend Rebound Chaser.
Wait, what are you talking
Rise Up. Gold Set Shot Specialist.
Wait, no, this is not. What the fuck?
Build. I made a 7-foot shooting.
Yo, what channel? Skate Tank MMA?
99 offensive rebound. I get Legend Rise Up with a 95 standing.
Yeah, Good Noodle drinks.
+1, and not only that, I green contested threes.
Back in 1968, I was around in Stonewall during the riots. But that doesn't mean that I'm gay, okay? Just the right place, right time. And as Jimmy Glick once put it, I was riding my bicycle into the... I'm not actually gay. I looked over and there was an opening. There was an opening, that's all I'm saying. But I'm not gay. You understand? I'm actually 21, by the way. I'm happy and gay. Happy and gay. The tape on the headphones is killing me. It's MMA Guru Match. Hello? I'm 21, by the way. I'm not actually fucking with you or nothing. Like, I'm 21.
Yo, fuck. Yo, I gotta, like, help him out. Hold on. How do I need to fucking... Does he have, like, how do you fucking become a member?
Right here, dude. So many good ones. Oh, here comes Giuliano. Yo, let me come on this guy. Giuliano's here. I will send you the link, Giuliano. Thank you.
Alright, wait. Alright, I'm gonna end this one.
Yeah.